After I hit 75,000 platinum, still doing my thing, still selling what I need to sell, just getting rid of most of my stuff in the inventory and making a number of videos. Keep doing the same thing that I normally do. It's like I remember that message that I received from a player, and it said this: there's a person on Xbox that does the same thing as you. He has much fewer plat than you, but he does the same thing as you. I'm wondering if you should check him out. His name is NeoNess. I was like, oh, NeoNess. I was like, all right, I'll swing by, I'll see what he does and all that stuff. And when I went over to NeoNess, he does the same thing I do. He plays on Xbox. At the time, NeoNess wasn't on PC at the time. This was like much later. But I remember when he made that video when he was talking about how to make platinum and all that stuff. We both have a different philosophy, but I believe for the most part we talk about the exact same thing anyway. It's just my approach to it is just getting a whole bunch of Warframe Prime sets. If you have mods, all that stuff, use that. But I use Warframes as my go-to thing when it comes to selling all of my stuff to get platinum. The NeoNess approaches it in a different way, but we all go at the same destination, right? So when I met NeoNess, he's a cool guy. He's mad cool. People get the misconception of the guy as far as like, oh, NeoNess is, he's a bad dude. He's mad cocky and all that stuff. He thinks he knows everything and all this. I'm like, have you even talked to him? Have you feel him out as far as with talking to him on the mic, all of that stuff? They just go by what they heard. They haven't really talked to the man himself. Now, whenever the opportunity arises for me, I'll talk to him. It will be the same thing and all that. It was during like a podcast, and we were doing that mission where you have to guide those. Oh man, I forgot those people name, man. Where you have to guide those people to extraction, but of course, infested or Grenadier, wherever will come, will try and attack them. Of course, we were doing that, and I was talking with NeoNess, and I was also talking to the community as well when it came to how to make platinum either the fastest way or the efficient way. But at the main core of it, I was just telling people as far as like, look, man, you gather up a number of sets that you have, sell the sets in bulk. If you have prime mods, whatever the case may be, sell those at max. If you're going for unranked, as far as for prime mods, unranked is 50, maxed out is like 200 or 250, depending on what the mod is and how valuable it is. See, like prime mods, that's duration. Everybody likes having duration on their Warframes depending on the situation. So, of course, Prime continuity is going to be pulling for a lot. Now, of course, other Prime mods came in later on, but the thing is, you want to focus on maxing out your mods, Prime sets, and just go with it in the trade and just sell those. And I was telling with NeoNess, I observed what you had done over on the Xbox side. Now, as far as with dealing within trade, PC is the best. You could say PS4 and Xbox are kind of like vying for position, going back and forth, but people are leaning towards Xbox because you could get a little bit more bang for your buck over there versus the PlayStation side, because PlayStation side, when you're dealing with players, they want to wiggle with you on everything. Even if something is good in the game, they want to devalue it as much as possible. Now, see, with me, I could catch those people real quick. NeoNess could contest to that as well, because over on the Xbox side, he sees it as well, and he's like, no, 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 no. I remember he had a lot of rhinos, and he was like, I'm selling this rhino set for this, and the guy was haggling him over that. I'm like, dude, this is rhino. The blueprint is rare. Of course, you got the helmet system chassis. I believe the helmet was uncommon, and the chassis and the system, those two were common at the time. And it was like they were trying to haggle him as well on that too. So I'm like, it's really no different no matter which side you go under. But as far as with NeoNess as a whole, as a person, the dude is cool. As soon as I met him, we talked right off the bat. I mentioned him in the video. He puts me in his video, mentioning my philosophies, and I talked about him and his philosophies. We were just going back and forth, and I was like, yo, there'll be a time where NeoNess cracks 100K. At the time, I was like 75K, but I was above that at the time. But I was like, yo, NeoNess, he had 28 going on 30K, but after that beat that we had as far as with the podcast later on, I believe he hit over 45K anyway. So he got at least 10,000 plat within a month change, maybe more. So I was like, NeoNess, of course, he has no problem making plat. I mean, I be getting messages from people as far as like, oh man, yo, have you given NeoNess advice as far as with how to make platinum and all that stuff? I'm like, yo, he does the same thing as me. He has more plat over on the Xbox side, just like me. I have more plat on the PlayStation side. That's just what it was. We were the best in our respective consoles. That's just what it was. But later on, it was like, yo, we did our own thing. I mean, hell, if I want to reach out to him, I know how to reach out to him, and the same thing, vice versa. He knows how to reach out to me. And NeoNess is just one of them guys that, if you have any other questions and all that stuff, I'm like, yo, if you can't reach to me, go to NeoNess. He's on Xbox. If you have Xbox and you want to reach out to him, reach out to him. And I'm like, yo, that's just what it was. But as far as me beating him, seeing how he is, he's a cool guy. Cool guy, chill, laid back. And I'll tell you this much. I'd rather have confidence than no confidence. People talk about as far as with how I be doing things as far as with their Warframe. It's like, yo, I just have confidence in what I do. I'm confident in whatever it is that I do. If you're going to have no confidence and all that stuff, people are not going to be drawn to you. People are not going to be attached to you as far as with, how you approach things as far as with their Warframe. So, not just even in Warframe, but in anything that you do. But as far as with where I was, as far as with my platinum, I was just drawing in people as far as with, I didn't know about NeoNess till just now. There's a number of Warframe partners that was like, I didn't know about this guy. Oh, you just became a partner as well. Oh, crap, that's what's up. Just started beating people like all over the place. But as far as with NeoNess, he was one of the first people that gotten in touch with me as far as getting my attention. And me meeting NeoNess was awesome. But there was another guy before that I met before NeoNess, and I just call him by a different name, even though others call him the same name, but I just call him a different name. It's like, yo, this guy, we're just different, but also opposite, but at the same time the same. We have the same mentality. It's just that we do it differently. And it's like, it's amazing who you run into as far as a Warframe. And you don't think that, this person is watching you. You have no clue who is watching you until you actually beat them. Like, oh, crap. Oh, man, I know. Oh, okay. All that